There's something about this show. I've been captivated since episode 1. There's a certain swag to the show. I do really enjoy the fashion and the different looks of each characters and how they're so uniquely designed. They have the bisexual guy with the J Balvin hairstyle, the ditzy girl with the pink hair that only wears dresses, a proper lady with the fascinators with these 1980 style dresses and little quirky face paints with one eye, contrast to the rock star with pins in his face and rough outside demeanor. When the main character Yukari gets kidnapped in the first episode, she acts like any normal human being would. She gets upset and she runs off. Now, of course, this is an anime and she ends up losing her wallet there and befriending all the main cast, but regardless. The guy with the blue hair, George, has a certain strut to him. He seems like a playful person yet sophisticated, a mysterious man to say the least. He pushes a nice whip but claims that he's only had his license for a few days. They're very open about sex in the show, things that people see as taboo. It reminds me a lot of the 80s and 90s in New York where people viewed it as discovery. People felt free from the constraints of society and others around them. In the middle of episode 2, they just get hella philosophical on us.
After seeing that melancholy look on Miwako's face, I wondered what the relationships we form really mean. No matter how close two people are, if one goes to a different school or moves, will you then drift apart? And in this city, how many other new people will I meet from here on out?
This tea is really yummy.
And how many of them will I actually become friends with?
This hit me different, I'm not gonna lie, because I just finished my last year of high school and all the friends that I made and the people I connected with, most of them are gonna drift away as well as make some new connections in my new life. And the way he went for that fake kiss, then wiped off the mouth! He's him! The way they step out in new fits in every episode is so cool as well. It really shows that there's passion not only for the show, but for fashion itself. George is the definition of a high value person. Regardless of what he feels, he dictates every situation in the way he wants it to go. He reads Yukari so well. He knows she's already interested in him, so instead of asking her for a date, he gives her the opportunity to go out with him. Not this is me giving you advice or anything, because this only works if you're extremely attractive, but all the characters in the show are very human. They all have their flaws and things that make them unique, unlike any other anime, which usually play up a certain trait, usually positive, and make it the character's entire personality. Yukari struggles with feeling unattractive, Miyako struggles with falling for two people at once, and George struggles with being so fucking sexy. All the characters have something they need to work on and work to better themselves. George brings up things like taking accountability and how Yukari blames everyone for everything, which is something that most people do because it truly is easier to blame someone else than self-reflecting and admitting you're wrong and you did those things out of your own free will.
But you're the one who wanted me to...
There you go again. You always blame things on other people.
But
The reason you have to study is because your parents are forcing you to. And the reason you can't focus on it is because of me and my antics, right? So where does your own will fit into all of that? Besides, even if your parents ended up disowning you, or you failed to get into college, I'm not going to be responsible for that.
I'm not asking you to take responsibility.
You sure? The next thing you know, you'll be complaining to me non-stop, saying things like, give me back my virginity.
Yukari is very naive. Her mother doesn't accept her going to college to pursue something she's been working on for less than a month, and she runs away and drops out of college. Now, looking at this from the mother's perspective, it seems ridiculous, but the way it's portrayed in the show is that she was in the wrong, even though all she wanted was the best for her child. She ends up finding work as a model for a magazine, which is something that like 0.0001% of the population can do, but she does start to sound like a brat, calling her mother the enemy. But I can't sympathize with her. Like most children, she's told to do things she doesn't want to do, which makes her view her parents differently, even though it is for her benefit. But this is just a part of growing up and learning that. You can see she really is upset that her mother hasn't called to see how she's doing, because all she really wants is to be accepted by her mother and encouraged to do things she was passionate about. You can see her eventually coming to terms with running away from home. She has this moment of self-reflection, really showing that all children really want is approval from the people that they look up to. I've now realized I've gone so long without telling you a single thing about the actual show. It shows that there really is more to the show than the actual premise, and I kind of like it that way. So now I am going to choose up to wrap up the video and not spoil too much more for you. Like, subscribe if you did enjoy, you know what I'm saying, comment, see y'all boys in the next one.